Yes, yes. Welcome to another episode of Motherfucking Valuable Perspectives. I got my guy Larry from Plan Profit with me. We're going to be chatting about why 2022 is the year of the nodes. So make sure
Mm-hmm.
y'all stay
Mm-hmm.
tuned. Yo, so Larry, me and you been having all these conversations offline, you know what I mean? I wanted to bring this to the people, chat about why the year 2022 is gonna be the year of the node. Let's talk about it, my brother. What are you seeing in the marketplace right now?
So first of all, shout out to you for having me, man. I appreciate it. You feel me? It's good to be back, man. Happy belated birthday too. You feel
Thank
me?
you.
Had
Thank
to throw
you.
that in there. But I feel like in the market right now, I still feel like it's a little uncertainty, right? It's still a little uncertainty. It's still a little fear. The fear greed index is up, I think, to about 48% right now. So it's still kind of teetering right along like fear-ish, I guess you could say. You know what I mean? Now, what might happen in March, I'm not sure. In my spirit, I think we're going to kind of go back into more of the fear area because the Fed will end their whole tapering thing. I mean, the Fed will really start the whole tapering thing and they'll stop injecting money into the economy completely. So we'll see. But I think right now the market is kind of cooling off. And so it's presenting a lot of opportunities for people to kind of focus their attention onto other like tangents or other silos, you feel me? Which is exactly what we're talking about today. You know what I mean? Nodes specifically, you feel me? So I think that the market, the current market and the future market climate is actually catering kind of into funnel a lot of attention to exactly what we're talking about. So it's almost kind of like this perfect storm is kind of brewing to where even though it might seem like things are kind of jacked up, you know, it's actually a lot of opportunity. And I think it's going to be a lot more opportunity for, some crazy gains from the passive income side of things. So you feel
Mm-hmm.
me? I'm excited, bro, to be honest with you.
Most definitely. So me and you have talked about one of the things that I got into in 2021 kind of early was the Gala nodes. And when I
Mm-hmm.
bought into the Gala nodes, they were around $7,000 a piece. Now they're selling for between 93,000 and 96,000, and they're also paying out around, I want to say around $150 a day in passive income per
Mm-hmm.
node, right? So there's a big demand for these nodes that are also paying in Gala token, which people believe, might hit a dollar, two, $3 in the future. So as these nodes are starting to kind of expand, we've been diving into other opportunities, right? So me kind of
Mm-hmm.
jumping into the nodes in 2021, look, when I look at Bitcoin from where I bought into those nodes, right? Those nodes are worth about 2 Bitcoin right now for the price of what it was, $7,000 a piece, right? So if you start kind of like
Mm-hmm.
comparing to other things in the marketplace, right? And so now we've been discussing the strong nodes. You want to talk to the people a little bit about what you've learned so far about what strong nodes are doing.
So Strong Project is really cool, right? Strong Block. Is a really, really interesting project. And what they're doing is they're kind of like making it easy for people to be able to use this concept called nodes as a service, right? And
Mhm.
so they're allowing you to be able to launch a blockchain node basically in seconds, and you can get rewards for that. And then you can kind of join a lot of the other people who are supporting or who are helping to secure the Ethereum network and earning rewards. And so it's almost like they've taken that concept of being able to buy a node because before I think it cost 32 ETH in order to secure a node, right? And so they've kind of
Mhm.
taken that, which is such a huge like barrier to entry, right? And kind of broken that down so that it's a way lower barrier to entry, which I think makes it way, way more like appealing to a lot more people. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So they've kind of done the heavy lifting, broken that thing down. And so now you're able to take part in this from a much more decentralized like perspective. So I think it's a huge, huge opportunity because we know Ethereum isn't going anywhere, right?
Mhm.
And then on top of that, now you're able to also secure Polygon, Matic network.
Mhm.
And so I believe that the team is really dope and that they have a lot of different project, a lot of different things that they're planning for the future. So I'm really excited about it. I like the concept. And it seems like based on how they break down the distribution of your sacrifice or your donation, it's a really, really big incentive for more people to join the rewards pool. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I'm excited about it, bro. I think the team is A1. What do you think?
The CEO, David Moss, has been around the crypto space for, I want to say, at least 3 to 4 years. He was a part of the EOS launch. He was a part of helping to write the EOS white paper, right? And
Mm-hmm.
kind of like get that ecosystem up. They had a huge was it ICO, and they're still one of
Mm-hmm.
the top 100 tokens, right? In the
Mm-hmm.
whole
Mm-hmm.
in the whole marketplace. So he's been around for a while. He's been on the block. And on top of that, he has a network with a lot of the top crypto players, right? Like I saw
Mm-hmm.
him, he was talking with one of the creators of Chainlink. They're getting ready to do some business together. Obviously, he's connected to the Polygon people, and
Mm-hmm.
he's really allowing all of us to kind of create our own nodes, right? And we know that nodes are a huge part of the Ethereum ecosystem. Without the nodes, we're not able to keep the blockchain up and running and accurate, right? So he's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like holding the flag for these nodes to be looked at as valuable, and then he's able to take this huge ecosystem and plug it in with all of these different blockchains that are going to be coming out for years to come. So I think that the reward system is set up to really incentivize people right now to come in to create these
Mm-hmm.
nodes. And I think we're going to see in the future how those rewards are going to be changed in order to kind of like create longevity for the whole project. So I want to
Yeah.
dive into, what do you think is next for a strong block node? What is your 6 month to 12-month prediction?
So I think first of all, I agree with you a lot, 100% about the value that the leadership brings, David Moss, and I think that that's a really huge point because a lot of the trust that is being developed from like a consumer and also from an investor perspective is centered around the significance of the leadership and how much of an influence they've had in the blockchain space. You feel me? And so
Mhm.
I think that's a really good point. Um, I think that Strong has a really, really, really good chance of in the next maybe 6 to 8 months regaining an all-time high. I believe the all-time high was around $1,100, if I'm not mistaken, 1,100 bucks, if I'm not mistaken. And I think that even if the market overall, even if the market overall like doesn't really start to go back up into that all-time high territory, because we know that a lot of the altcoins are take on the trajectory of Bitcoin. And I do see Bitcoin, starting to go back towards that all-time high. I think that because of the significance of how early this project is and the use case that it has and the incentive that it has to bring in new investors to purchase nodes, I see it probably at least getting close to its all-time high in the next 6 to 8 months. But I do see it realizing new all-time highs, I would say early 2023. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? If not late 2022, because
Mhm.
historically, crypto usually goes pretty high late into quarter four. Around
Mhm.
quarter four, November, December, we've seen based on history. All time highs are usually realized around that time. So I'm gonna go ahead and say I see strong hitting about 1,200 to 1,300 bucks before the end of the year. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But probably around September, I would say about 11 to 1,200 bucks, 1,100 bucks. You know what I mean? Which is excellent because as it grows in price, the rewards are paid out in a strong proportion. You know what I mean? It's not
Mhm.
paid out in a dollar amount. And so I think that's really, really cool because the people who are getting in now at this price point, are going to be able to really realize some interesting potential gains around that time. So
Hmm.
I'm thinking about 11 to 1200 bucks, at least close to, if not a new all time high.
I couldn't agree more. And I think that when people start looking at this opportunity, right? So you get in a node, and then it takes you at this point of rewards, it takes you about 100 days to get your investment back, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
if the price is strong, goes from, let's say, 500, 450, all the way up to 1200, that's going to be a $12,000 node, right? But you're going to
Hmm.
also be making that $12,000 back within 100 days, right? And so I think that there's a big uh, gamification going on, right? That people are looking at, how long is it going to take me to get my money back, right? So that's how most investors think, right? It's like, what's my
Hmm.
ROI? What's my
Hmm.
return on
Hmm.
investment? And what's the timeline on that return of investment, right? So what
Hmm.
Strong has done is, as of right now, they've made it really clear as far as like a timeline, right? So it's like timeline, 100 days, you get your money back. And so I predict that they're going to taper those rewards. So it's going to take you longer to get your money back, right?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
right now it takes you 100 days. I predict it's going to eventually take you anywhere from 150 to maybe like 180, right? Like
Hmm.
looking at like half of the year, which is still an amazing return on investment. Like if you
Yeah,
invest in a real estate property, how long is it going to take you to break even and start making profit, right, on that
yeah,
investment?
yeah,
So I
yeah,
think that's why we're going to see huge virality, because the 100 days is a big reason for a lot of people to want to get into a project like this, just based on like the traditional way of thinking about investment.
yeah. I think you make a really good point too, right? When you mention real estate, because when you factor in, right, like you said, the timeline, and we're not just talking about from the time that you have that property ready to sell, and to the time that you get paid, right? We talking about like from the time that you have start to acquire the property, you know what I mean? Any repairs that you have to do, any inspections that you have to get done, all of
Time.
those other things, right? And not only the time, but the uncertainty and the liabilities that come along with all of that. You see what I'm saying? Like people make it seem, I mean, not even people really make it seem, because everybody doesn't do that, but some people think that it's just really easy to get into real estate and be able to get a return on your investment. It's a lot of real estate plays where people end up losing money. You know what I mean? They
Hmm.
end up sitting on projects, or projects end up sitting on the market because they didn't time, or they didn't know that other external factors will come in place, or the market just isn't receptive to the property. Like it's all of these other different factors that can come in to like deter or delay those returns. You know what I mean? And then you have to have the
Hmm.
money to be able to pay the mortgage while you waiting to sell it. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't pay cash
Hmm.
out front, which a lot of people don't. So it's a lot
Right.
of these other plays, a lot of these other factors that come into play, where when you have something like this, it's so much more of an efficient opportunity. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And so the more people that I've been talking to this about, and even me and you talked about it, it's almost like if it's not a house that I'm finna live in, or a house that one of my loved ones ain't finna live in, like why even, you know what I'm saying? Like why even do that as an investment play when I can do this? You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like, am
Yeah,
I
and
tripping or?
no, I think that it's, when you compare it to where we're going, right? Like there's that famous Wayne Gretzky puck that he skated to where the puck is going, right? So real estate, we know what that investment is. To your point, um, real estate is, it's not a guarantee, right? There's work involved, there's fixing it up, there's tenants not paying, there's all these things that come along with it. And when it comes to the blockchain, what I always try to tell people is that, first, crypto is one of the fastest and highest appreciating assets of all time, right? But that's just something that's a headline. But then you have to ask yourself why, right? Blockchain space is one of the most valuable real estate in all of the world, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we're talking about real estate. what a lot of people don't know is the most expensive real estate in the whole world is actually in the grocery store, right? So
Mm-hmm.
the square footage in the grocery store, those companies pay top dollar, millions of dollars to put those brands at a certain angle so that you buy those. The second most valuable real estate in the world is the cemetery per square
Mm-hmm.
foot. The cemetery is the most valuable real estate in the whole world. I think what we're going to start seeing that's going to start surpassing both of those two is actually blockchain space, because there's limited blockchain space, right? So that's why when Ethereum gas fees go up, that's because there's a limited amount of block space. And you're going to pay, if you want to get on that block space, you're going to pay whatever the going market is, right? It's an
Mm-hmm.
auction, right? It's an auction for the prices based on what the gas fees are. And so if you can think about this and you think about this ecosystem and you think about like how much gas fees have been all 2021, right? And into 2022. Gas fees are going crazy, right? And so that means that there's necessary block space that people are trying to use, but there's a limited amount of resource. So if you are playing in the quote unquote real estate game, you want to be looking at where the market is really hot. So I kind of look at it like they're apples and oranges. Having like traditional real estate is different than having blockchain, digital real estate, all that stuff. But you can think about it in the same way. So I think it's important for the people to understand that when you're buying into some of these projects, you're actually buying real estate on the blockchain. And what is that real
Mm-hmm.
estate worth on the blockchain? You feel me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yo, we've been talking about Strong. I wanted to shift it. There's a new project that I'm super excited about. I know Larry, you're excited about it. It's called Connected United, or Connect United. Which one? Is it
Mm-hmm.
Connect United?
Connect United, Connect.
Yeah, Connect United. So, I'm gonna actually change that. But yeah, Connect United is a new node platform that essentially I'll kind of break down my understanding of it. So I've invested in some of the Gala nodes, and the investor who owns 50% of Gala basically is taking this concept that he knows has already worked because of Gala, this proof of concept of creating this node ecosystem, which essentially is trying to mirror the way that Bitcoin operated in the very early beginnings, where all you needed was a laptop, a strong enough laptop, and you could run the EXE and you were able to mine Bitcoin, right? So
Mm-hmm.
they've set up an ecosystem that's basically mimics the way that this was a decentralized play, right? Because when Bitcoin was mining, it was going for pennies, right? Same thing happened with Gala. When it first started mining, it was going for 0.0001. It wasn't, very valuable. But as Gala, the game system started to arise and started to produce games and started creating actual real value in the real world, then this blockchain was then tied to real world value, and the people operating those nodes had something that was very valuable, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
Connect United is doing this on several fronts. Right now they have 5 different projects. I know Blue, Switch, they have Green. There's another one that was called Digger, that I think is called Element. Um, and so I want you to, talk to us a little bit about, like, what have you researched so far when it comes to Connect United, and what are you seeing on the forefronts?
So yeah, I think that Connect, like you said, bro. Now this one, I'm excited about Strong, and I think Strong is super dope. Connect has me really excited, and the reason why is because it like you said, it's like a peer to peer community, right? And it
Mhm.
offers a lot of different people, or it offers people like a simple access to blockchain technologies through their smart apps, right? And so you're able to not only own the keys to these different, supported blockchains, but it's like blockchains with use cases, right? And so, like you said, they have green where you can share your expensive and renewable power. They have like Give blockchain, Liberty, Elevate, Win, Switch, Element, and so it's all of these different blockchains with these different use cases, and that's what I'm really excited about. The potential for the traction that these things can gain,
Mhm.
because they're really going after solving like real world issues. Like for example, the Blue blockchain is tackling healthcare, right? So it's creating like this decentralized healthcare network where you can earn digital rewards, or you can earn rewards for like doing healthy habits from visiting the doctor. You know what I mean? And so it's allowing people to kind of get into these blockchains at the ground level that are going to be, solving or tackling these different issues, which which is an excellent use case. You know what I mean? But be rewarded for, helping to secure these different blockchains and helping to power these different blockchains. And so it's an opportunity. I feel like, unlike, I mean, a lot of this stuff in blockchain and decentralization and decentralized finance is opportunities unlike we've ever had. But I think from the perspective of being able to purchase these nodes and be able to secure these networks, I think that's what's really going to be a huge opportunity, because like with the Gala nodes, right? There's really no ceiling to how much, like how many rewards you can receive based on the impact of these blockchains. And so that's what really has me excited. It's about three of them that I've really kind of like dug into, that I'm really excited about, and that's Switch, which is the decentralized debit card, right?
Hmm.
And then Green, right, which is the alternative energy one, and then Blue, which is the healthcare one. And so with Blue, they're merging healthcare and blockchain tech. They're creating a community that basically like leverages smart contracts, and so they're incentivizing and authenticating healthy choices, right? And so the teams that they have behind this stuff too is what's really exciting me too, because they're pulling some of the best talent from the traditional spaces, right? So they're pulling like some of the best talent from traditional healthcare spaces, from the traditional debit card or the card, space, from the traditional energy or renewable energy space. And what it's really showing me is it's kind of like now we're on the back end of how all of these traditional things used to function, and you're finally starting to see, like, for example, Kaiser or Cigna or something like that. Whenever a person uses that program or that company, whenever someone from Kaiser swipes their card to get a prescription, Kaiser gets paid. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Whenever someone uses a Visa debit card or uses an American Express or MasterCard, they get paid. I'm talking about every single, you know what I'm saying? And when you really start to think about that, it's like the idea that they've taken and kind of flipped it to where now the people who are willing to buy these nodes, that are securing these blockchains and that are verifying and validating these different transactions and these different these acts or these deeds, you know what I mean? You're able to be compensated in the same way that these big companies were being compensated. And so
Hmm.
that right there, bro, is what really excites me about this, because it's doing what the blockchain and the decentralization was designed to do. You know what I'm saying? It's putting the
Hmm.
power back into the hands of the people who are willing to invest into these projects. And rightfully so, right? Because if you're able to identify these opportunities, if you're able to identify these use cases, and then you're willing to invest, and you're willing to sacrifice and buy these nodes early on, right? Because this Connect United stuff is a lot earlier. We're a lot earlier
Hmm.
with that than we are with Strong Block. You know what
Yep.
I mean? That a lot of these blockchains with Connect haven't even went live yet. I think Green is the only one that's live, right?
Yep. Yep. Big
Right. And
time.
so it's like when you really look at the perspective from it, when you look at it from that perspective, we talking about potential retirement type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like you were
Hmm.
saying, because when you first explained it to me, bro, it was such a big concept that
Hmm.
I didn't even grasp it. I
Right.
literally remember being on the phone with you and I'm like, bro, I don't know. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? And you telling me like, no, bro, like this is next level stuff.
This is
But it was
it.
such a right, but it was such a broad concept that I couldn't even grasp it, because I had never even focused my mind to think about the back end of how these networks have been functioning up until this point. You feel me?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
so, yo, I mean, let me know what you think, but it's exciting to me, bro. The potential for not only the impact that it's going to have for being able to help people, right? But also the impact that you'll be able to have from earning rewards for buying those nodes that are going to secure and help run these different networks or these different blockchains.
Exactly. Yeah, on the screen, y'all can see. So these are the different nodes that are currently available. They got the Wind, Green, Liberty, Blue, Switch, and also Element just became available. And you're also able to buy these in packages, right? And when you buy the package, you actually get 10% off of all of them together, right? So you can kind of look in every single node. The way it works is every time someone sells a node, someone buys a node, the price goes up. I think it's like $1, right?
A
So,
dollar, yep.
and that's how the Gala nodes operate. Is that at first they went up $1, then I think it was 10 or 100, then it went to 1,000. Now they go up every 100 sold, they go up $2,500, and now they're selling for 96,000, right? And so I think that the fact that they're using the exact same technology, one of the same teams to build all this, and I think what's really, really exciting is the fact that there's going to be the kind of multi-level marketing that's going to be going on, right? So the way
Yeah.
I see this is going to be the new what's it called? Where they sell the shakes, the Herbalife. This is going to be
Herbalife.
the new Herbalife, because
Yeah.
what people are investing in when they invest in Herbalife and they start taking that on as a career is they're investing into something that could potentially make them cash flow. Potentially is really important here, right? Because these nodes are also potentially earning you cash flow, but do you have to sell shakes to make it, right? Like, what do you have to do in order to actually be a part of this ecosystem? So, part of me being a part of the Gala ecosystem is I was telling people I was onboarding, and so I was getting rewarded for the people that I was onboarding, to the point where I almost had a whole node that was giving me rewards for about the last 8 months just off of the people that I was able to refer to the
Mm-hmm.
Gala network, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
for someone that might not have $5,000, you might be able to tell 5, 10 people, and if they buy some of these nodes, you're good. You have your own node, right? And so that concept is gonna blow up. Like, we already have seen since Mary Kay and Girl Scout, like, people selling things for companies has been happening forever, and it's not going to go away. Amazon, one of the world's biggest companies in the world, has an affiliate program, and it works wonders for everybody that's involved. So I think that, the fact that there's going to be this affiliate multi-level marketing going on top of these nodes, you're going to see this. This may be the first YouTube video you see about Connect United, but it most definitely is not going to be the last.
Yeah. I agree. You hit it on the head, bro. And I think that's the game changer, right? Because the barrier for entry, right? You can access this stuff without actually having a lot of capital. You grab one node, right? Get your referral code, and then you go to work. Literally,
Yep.
like back in the 50s and the 40s, right? You buy your products, right?
Yep.
You buy your little Tupperware or whatever, your little thing, your display. You feel me? And then you go door to door, and you hey, look, you like this? Oh yeah, this okay. You do this? We can order your stuff. It'll be right to your front door. Okay, cool. Go to
Hmm.
the next. It's like, and so that's the game changer, bro, because it completely shifts the narrative, dog, and the narrative with how people have been able to acquire crypto, right? And been able to acquire like rewards has been a certain type of way up until now. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
so that's why I feel you when you're saying 2022 is going to be the year of the node, because once people figure that out, bro, it's over. Because now it's like I don't even have to buy 10 nodes. I could buy one and go get 10 referrals. I could go buy one and get 20 people to go under my referral. You feel me? I could go
Yep.
piece up with 5 people. We could go five on a node, get the referral code, and we all go to work
And I think you
with
don't even
this.
need the node to get the referral code. I think you can actually sell, so you could even just sell it and never even buy a node and actually be in the game.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that.
Yep.
Now okay, so then that takes it to a whole nother level.
That's how it
That's
was for
even
Gala.
crazier.
There was people making money off of Gala that never bought a Gala node, but all they did was refer
Yeah,
people,
bro.
and they and
It's
they
yeah,
made tens to maybe even hundreds of thousands of dollars.
yeah. Yeah, it's a wrap, bro. It's a
And
wrap.
that, and
And
that's a fact.
it's a wrap. And it's almost like it's perfect timing, bro.
Mhm.
Because and maybe this is just me because I've been in crypto for so long, right? But it's almost like I feel like we're due for some fresh blood, like some fresh ID. Like I'm almost tired of just buying crypto and staking it, and
Staking it.
like, and then it's just like, so it's almost like it's that time for the next thing.
Mhm.
What's the next thing? You know what I mean? And so I don't
Exactly.
know. You could tell me what you think, but it feels like it's perfect timing, bro.
That's it. Y'all done heard it here first. 2022 is the year of the nodes. Make sure if you agree with this, hit the like and subscribe button. If you don't agree, yo, hit the unlike. You know what I mean? As long as you're engaging with the content, make sure you
Exactly.
share it. Yo, do your own research. We are not financial advisors. Y'all know this. We are speaking about things that we appreciate, that we're interested in. And this is also for education for all y'all. So at the end of the day, make sure you do your own research. And we're here to share all this information with you so that you can go off and do your own research and see if this makes sense for you. Hit us up in the comments. Do you like Strong? What do you think about Connect United? Do you think that these projects are going to continue to evolve and grow? Do you think these are Ponzi schemes? What do y'all think? There's a lot of
Hmm.
opinions out there, and we want to hear all y'all opinions. Larry, I'll let you say peace to all the people before we rock.
Man, peace to all y'all out there. And just remember, right? Like, it's time to shift the narrative. Like,
Mhm.
no cap, not to preach or anything like that. You don't have to buy a note. I mean, honestly, do you make your own decisions? But regardless of that, it's time to start thinking about ways that we can create generational wealth, ways that we could shift these narratives, ways that we could take our power back. You feel me? Because we could change 400 years of a situation in one generation with this type of technology that we have access to with these type of opportunities. So regardless of any of that, whatever you do or don't do, tap into the mindset. You feel me? Tap into the perspective, the motherfucking valuable perspective. You
Mm,
feel me? And that's all
mm.
I got to say about that.
That's a fact. So until next time, y'all, peace and love.